Welcome back, everybody. I am Marilyn Burnett, your tarot reader and astrologer, and this is the weekly Tarotscope for March 27th of 2023. If you would be so kind to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you'll be notified each time I upload these weekly videos, along with all the rest of the content that I have out there for you from tarot, astrology, and hypnotherapy. Be sure and check that out at the links down below. So this week I'm doing something a little different with the cards. So I have pulled all three cards for the week, so we'll talk about those. And then we will get into talking about our weekly horoscope as far as astrology goes. So as we start out the week, Monday and Tuesday, we have the Empress card. So we are giving birth to something new. Now, the Empress card is also a major arcana card. So this is something very important to us. It has something to do with our creative skills. You see here in the photo that the Empress is caring and nurturing for the little baby in the pea pod, and that baby's magical. So there's lots of beautiful imagery involved with this card, which means that the magic you can create Monday and Tuesday is completely within your power. So make sure you're creating things that are really big and important to just you. The number 3 in numerology does have to do with our creative gifts and skills as well. So this is all about you. Whatever you pour your love and attention into, the bigger your creation is going to be. Now, when we look at the card for Wednesday and Thursday, we see the 10 of Winter card, also known as the 10 of Swords in traditional tarot decks. It's a hard card. When you see it, there's a lot of weight and pressure. But the good news is when we get to the 10s in our deck, it is meaning that we're done. So this is mental stress and pressure that you've been under, difficulties with paperwork, communication, conversations that you've been having with other people, getting contracts done and resolved and signed. All that is coming to an end Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So that's a good thing. It's been a long road to get here, but it's always a relief once we finally do. And then for the weekend, we have the lovely Queen of Autumn, also known as Queen of Pentacles. And this would suggest that you're really feeling financially strong, especially you women out there. We even have the picture of the rabbit sitting next to the Queen of Autumn. This is a time of financial abundance for you. Some financial security is coming in. And if you are working with this woman, this feminine energy, then this is somebody who is very practical. She's very grounded, and you can trust the advice that you are being given by her. But that's definitely a big financial blessing that is possibly in store for you. All right. So that's all three cards. And as we look at them and add them up, the 3 and the 10, of course, combine to create the 13. And the Queen of Autumn is another 1 card, since all of the cards that have the court in them have a number 1. So we have 14, 1 and 4 is 5. So the energy of the 5 this week is inviting in changes. So it's a reminder that you need to be flexible, you need to be open to change, and the only way we get out of the situation we're currently in is if we make some changes, which are much easier than somebody else forcing changes upon us. So give that some thought this week as well. All right. So let's take a look at what the astrology is saying for the week as well. Well, when we think about big news, changes coming in. We've got Mercury speaking in conjunction with Jupiter. Now, Mercury, Jupiter, and Chiron have been all really closely together in the sign of Aries for a while. Of course, Mercury moves faster and it's starting to make its way past these two. There's still that element of Jupiter expanding things, right? So if Mercury is our communication, it's our thinking, it's our mindset. Always remember that Jupiter makes things bigger for a reason. If it seems harsh, it's just that you aren't tuned in, you aren't paying attention to what you need to be seeing, and so that is being brought to your attention as gently as possible, but we still have to move on and learn from the lesson. So there's something big and important, some important news that will be shared this week. Maybe you're going to share it, but it is something that you want to then take action on, right? This is Aries. So if you get information this week, it's not something that you want to be sitting on. It is something that you need to act on and do something with the information that you are being given. Other big things this week, and what could be surprising, it could be a surprising blessing, is Venus and Uranus in a conjunction. So Venus is in her home sign of Taurus, and this 15-degree mark where Venus and Uranus will meet this week, 15, 16 degrees, is going to be important because this is where Mercury is going to come to its retrograde in April. And then later in September, Jupiter is going to come through the same area and go retrograde. So I would suggest that something this week, and of course, we've got that tied with this Ten of Swords. So this is a breaking free, something that no longer aligns with your value system. There's just something that's coming to an end here, and it could cause some kind of a change in your financial situation. It could be a surprising change, doesn't have to be a bad change, but you might surprise yourself with the changes that you end up making. And like I said, that Ten of Swords card, while it was painful to get there, once you're there and it's done, there's relief waiting for you. Maybe women could be surprising this week. There's a potential for that as well. So just definitely tune into that the middle of the week. The other energy that's kind of overarching, and it's something that's growing, and these are planets that are making contact for much of the month, even into April, is this grand water trine that's being created between Saturn, Mars, and the South Node. Now, Saturn and the South Node is what's going to continue to speak together through April, a good part of April. They're still very close. Some give Saturn even a 10-degree orb, and by orb we mean the outreach that that planet's energy has as it contacts other planet energies. And South Node is not a physical form being, it's a place, a space and time around the moon. Same thing with the North Node, but these are what's attached to fate and karma. And the Saturn energy is also attached to karma, right? These are rewards or what we could call penalties for lessons not learned, right? So when Saturn, though, is speaking in harmony with the South Node, it's also speaking in harmony with Mars, and they're all in water signs. There's the potential for something that is very emotionally rewarding that is coming your way. Now, because of this continual contact, this isn't something that just appears and is something that can continue to grow over the next month. But what's important when we have a trine is we have to make the effort. So you really want to pay attention as Saturn and Mars start speaking directly, especially on Wednesday this week, and they're making positive contact to the South Node. if somebody comes up from the past, if an idea comes up from the past, you want to make sure that you follow through. And if you're given some information or advice or guidance, you want to take it and you want to act on it. Saturn, as long as you do the work, does give you rewards. It's when you don't do the work, when you don't follow advice, that things get really difficult. And it doesn't have to be that way. So, the South Node, these are the things that we've come into this lifetime with, the lessons that we've learned, the karma that we've built, good or bad. And we're meant to know that it's there, lean on it when we need it, but we're definitely not supposed to stay stuck there. But it isn't like we never acknowledge or use the energy of the South Node ever again. It is where we go back to, we sit with it, we try to understand the lessons that we are supposed to have learned, right, as a result of the South Node. And when we learn those lessons, that's what leads us to the North Node. Now, these nodes are getting ready to switch signs in July, mid-July. And before then, we have a lot of things that we want to make sure that we are letting go of from a Scorpio energy perspective. This would be needing to not be so fixed and so rigid and allowing that transformational energy to come into our lives and lift us up, right? If the phoenix rising needs to be burned to the ground first, right? Before it can rise, that means you have to let go and burn down those things that keep you stuck in your ways. If you are in a pattern that you have been in for the last 5, 10 years, it's you that has to let go and has to transform and has to change your mindset. It's not the universe picking on you. It's not other people picking on you. It's you picking on yourself and needing to realize that you have the power to change and transform at any time. And probably starts with the fact that you have to let go of the opinions and expectations of other people. It also means you can't look outside of yourself in order to feel good about yourself. You can spend time alone and feel good about it. That's the most rewarding time and effort that you can spend. And we all need time to heal. So if you're feeling stuck, if you've been doing the same things over and over and over with the same people over and over and over, then maybe this is a good week to do a little self inventory. Because when you do, like I said, Saturn's going to say, yes, you're listening, you're taking action, you're learning the lessons, you have faith, right? Saturn in Pisces is rebuilding structures around faith. And if you don't trust, it's really hard for anything to ever move forward for us. All right. So, very exciting, interesting week as usual. So, I look forward to your comments and feedback as you go throughout this week. I do have some really fun, exciting news to share as well. We are going to start doing a fun, what I call Sip and Stars event once a month, where we will gather together, talking about building spiritual connections. I listened to Saturn and Pluto go into Aquarius and decided maybe I can put together a group of women who come together in fellowship and we celebrate what's going on in the stars. And in particular, we'll be coming together with our primary focus to create the new moon wishes every month together. So we'll do a ceremony, we'll talk about where the energy is. I'll do some readings for people about what's going on in their chart and what they should be focusing in as far as their new moon readings going. And then whatever else is going on in the stars that month, we'll have a great collaboration and discussion. So I look forward to you joining. It is a membership only group. So there's a small fee to join every month. You can leave it if it's not doing anything great for you, or you can stay in for the long haul and it will evolve and grow as each of us evolve and grow. So I'm really looking forward to that. The first one will be Saturday, April 15th. It's at 5:30 Pacific time. You can have a pre-dinner cocktail. You can come and have a glass of wine with your dessert if you go out to dinner. I'm trying to find good times that work for the so many different time zones that we have. So I might move around a bit, but if you'd love to come join us, the first one you can join with no need to be a permanent member, but you can try it out and see if it's something that you will want to continue to be a part of. So check it out on my website. The link is down below. Also, I just recently put out the April monthly horoscope. Included in that will be the upcoming full moon in Libra and the extremely impactful first eclipse of the year, which happens on April 19th or 20th, depending on your location. So dig into that. Those are under the articles on my website as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. If you like and comment and share this, then it can get out to more people and help them. And you guys are my best supporters, so I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And hopefully, we'll come together and start having a lot of fun beginning April 15th. All right. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a fabulous week ahead. Like I said, keep me up to date. Send me a message, post in the comments, and let me know how this is going for you. All right, guys. We'll talk next week. Take care.